Hi everyone, it's Miss Shear and welcome to my channel. If you're new, thanks for stopping by and I hope you come back for more. And if you're one of my crafty friends and kindred spirits, I thank you so much for joining me today and our little crafting community, which we've created over the, wow, some of you's been with me since the start, which is maybe going on a couple years now. And others of you have joined along the way and have become lovely friends. So thank you so much. Today is going to be another page in the Daphne's Diary Gluebook journal. I started this quite a while ago, and this is the first volume. If you are new, then all of the tutorials are in my Daphne's Diary playlist. This was volume 1, and then we created volume 2, which is, I made, for this one here, there were quite a few signatures. And of course, as we added stuff, it just became a bit bulky. So when I did the second one, it's pretty much the same width, which is around 2 and it's 3 inches, but I've put less pages in the signatures. So there's the same amount of signatures, I think. This one here had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the same there, but I just put less pages in each signature. And I'm not sure when exactly we started this one. I started off sort of, I think these were the first pages, and I forget what issue, but it was kind of a devotional too for me, for my mom. And then we just went along and created some of these really lovely little, I like the interactive ones. I also like, you know, the cards and the tags and stuff. I love that one. And for me, it's more a glue book than something that I'm going to journal in all the time. But I do like looking back at it, and I love just being creative and using the images for just collaging, etc. And I started in this book doing more of the double spreads, and I'm really liking those double spreads. I just feel it just, I don't know, I just really love it. And today I'm going to be using, just going to take those out for now. I'm going to be using issue number 1. I know some of you still haven't received the issue, but I don't know why it's so late. And in issue 1, which I've already done quite a bit from issue 1, the image that I want to use was this little girl. I've already cut her out and put her on just a bit of thin cardstock. I do that before I cut it out so that I only have, you know, to cut once. And I forget what page she was on. I think she was on this page here. Right here, on the back here. That was page 36. So I've cut her out, so I'm going to use her. And then I've cut out some of these little labels, the little sticky labels. I haven't taken them off yet, but I'm going to use that in my layout. And then I did go along and I've cut out and looked at certain things. I thought about maybe that little, that little dog. I'm sorry if I was out of frame. But on the back of that is some images that, you know, I might want to use later. So I also thought about cutting some of these little flowers for decorations. There's one at the top there, one at the bottom. And I just went through and just thought about different things that I could use. Now I did end up cutting out a few things and then decided, I had a little envelope here, I put them in, and then decided that I didn't want to use them. And what I'll do is I've started to try to keep track of images that I've cut out of certain magazines. And just here we are. So I cut out a few things that I kind of thought maybe I would use, and then I decided against it. So let's put that aside. And I already have my background paper. So this paper I just took out of a paper pad, and I haven't shown this the last couple issues, but I have these templates that I have cut out in various sizes in vellum, and they help me to kind of give an idea of what my layout is going to look like underneath there. I accidentally cut a circle out of this one. But so sometimes that's helpful, especially if you have a glue book that's a standard, you know, it's going to be, the pages are going to be the standard sizes. It's, you know, it's kind of good to have that little template. And so for this one here, I've already cut out the background, as I said. And then I went to some paper, foil paper that I got just at Michael's. I have two different types of foils. I don't know if I got them both at Michael's or not. This is more like a mirror type foil, and then this is more of a bronze gold. And I liked this color better. So I cut a number of strips out, and these are 1/8 of an inch. And then I just took my ruler for a guide, and this one kind of got off, but we'll pretend that we don't notice that. It's a little bit wider here than it is at the bottom, but I should have made that a bit straighter. But you'll never notice that once we get going. And then what I did is I just went 1/2 inch all the way around it just to give me a little bit of guide. And I used I haven't used this in ages, but my 3-way, 2-way glue. The thing about the zig glue is you need to be careful not to get it on other parts of your paper because it does dry tacky. It's great for foiling and stuff, but you want to make sure it doesn't get on there. So I just put a little bit on the back. The reason I like this and my little quickie glue is because they have a narrow applicator. This one here's a bit wider. It's a bit of a chisel, but and they hold well, so I like to use those. Let's put those aside. Anyway, so I've got my little strips down, and then she's going to sit somewhere there. So like I said, I went to the magazine. I could have went to other magazines, but as I was looking for this background paper, I also come across one of those 6x6s that had these in the corner. And I thought these are exactly what I want. So I'm going to actually put these in the corners like so. And I wasn't sure because I feel like she's, I don't know, she's dreaming of spring. She's just sleepy winter head. And I've got a saying here that we'll get back to that one. I thought about, are we going to put her on dimensionals and raise her up? Or are we going to put the corners on dimensionals? And whichever way you feel that you like it, then that's what you can do. But for me, I want to put the corners up on dimensionals. I just feel like it'll bring the page more to life if I do it that way. So I'm just going to get some of my foam tape and get these corners up like so. It's been warm these last few days. It's been like, well, yesterday was warm enough that I could open up the window for Chester to sit in the window. Okay, so because I'm going to put these up on dimensionals, I don't really have to put her down yet because I can tuck her where I need to. And then if I want to, I can put more dimensionals underneath there, these bits, if I want to after. So I'm just going to get these down. This tape isn't that sticky, so if you you can always put a little bit of glue underneath here too, for sure. Bobby and I are going to be away for a couple days, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh, sorry if my head gets in the way. Okay, so Em will come over and look after Chester for the night. We're only going away for a night, but it's just nice to get away. I want to go where there's my joints have really been achy and stuff, so I like getting in the hot tub. I know that I used to dread getting in a hot tub that I know other people were using, but it does really help the joints. Okay, so let's get this little guy down. don't know, you know, where the world would be without flowers. And I mean, aesthetically as well. Like, I just feel flowers are just so lovely to look at. I think I was going to put that up in the top. So let me see about getting that off there. Which is why I didn't put glue underneath there. Nope, that's stuck, which is fine. I just wanted the kind of the bigger image at the top, but it doesn't really matter. Oops. Okay, and then she's going to sit under there. And I was thinking, did I want to put, you know, maybe some thread underneath, some gold thread or something, just to make her pop a bit. But I think I'm okay with that. What I might do, though, is just distress the edge a little bit, just to set her off from the background. So I'm just going to use a little bit of frayed burlap. And I'm not even going to, I'm just going to hardly do the edge, just to give it a little bit of definition. You can also go around the edge with like a black marker and just get the very edge where you've cut, the little white bit, the little white edge. That's basically what I'm taking off. That's it. And sometimes when I distress, I don't like it. But for this, I think we will distress. Okay, so I'm just going to, I don't think there's anything else I want to get underneath here. Oh, and the other reason, I guess, in my mind, I didn't put this image up on dimensionals is because I'm going to put the little labels down too. So as soon as I saw this image, I thought of the, is it Seals and Croft that sing Summer Breeze? Summer breeze makes me feel fine. I always like that song. Okay, so we got her down. Isn't she cute? And then just to hide this saying there, I thought about a couple things. First thing is I just went through the magazine and found a piece of background paper that we used from the teapot from last week. And then I used my decal scissors and thought, well, I could just cover it up and then maybe put some flowers or something there, or put my labels. And then that's when I thought, well, I don't even need that. I'm just going to put these labels and hopefully this will look all right. So I'm thinking that, and see the labels too, for me, were like, she's counting sheep. Have you ever counted sheep when you couldn't sleep? It seems like a little cliche thing, but I've actually counted sheep. I imagine them jumping up and over the fence and getting under the fence and going around the fence. And as my mind starts thinking about these sheep, then you forget about not being able to go to sleep. I just wanted to straighten this up a little bit. This one here. So then I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to put in the corners up here? So I went to my stash of gems, and I found these that I got them at the dollar store for $1.25, and I thought those might look cute in the corners, but I didn't really like that idea. So I put those aside, and then I found these. Now they're not adhesive on the back. I think they might be like to use a rhinestone applicator. Not exactly sure how you use these, but I pulled out a couple that I thought might go in the corners, and I did kind of like those. So those are like a pale green, and I kind of liked how that looked. But then I thought, well, let's look at some other things. Of course, a rivet, because I always love my little rivets. And another little flower. These are adhesive, just in the white. But I went past that. Then I thought about a button, not necessarily these buttons, because these are too big, but like a button type thing. Or a little flower. These were from the dollar store too. And I kind of liked that, like putting a flower in the corner. I kind of like that idea. But then the thing that I thought might work the best is I liked these little things in the corner. So now I can't decide, but I think that it needs a little bit something more than just this. Now I could have taken a paper punch. So if you have a paper punch of a flower, you could always do a paper punch cutout of a flower and put something in the middle. But I think for me, I'm going to use one of these. Now they're different, which I don't care. I thought I had two of these, but I got these, I think I got these at the dollar store too. So do I want that like that or that like that? I think I want this one up here. It's a bit bigger and so it doesn't make the bottom look a bit heavy. And you could put different colors. You could do, yeah, I like that. Okay, and then I did think about putting some rivets on too, just to add a little bit more. And I'm thinking that I'll do the rivets. Just gotta find a pair of tweezers. I'm gonna do like maybe 3. So these are in a row that I've already cut some. So I think I'll do 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. Okay, so I'll just get that off. If I can here. Okay, and then, or what else? Oh, I know, different idea. I'm going to put 3 there, and then 3, you guessed it, down this other side. Right here. Oops. And then I'll put 3 there. So that'll look nice. Like so. If I get that one straight there. Like that. I kind of like that idea. So let's just do that down at the bottom. See, as you go along, you can't, I guess what I'm getting at is you can't plan everything out. You have to just work along and then work with what you have for sure. Okay, and I don't even mind that those are gold and the middle of that is silver. If you do, you can get these little silver rivets or just put some little crystal ones there. Okay, so I've got that. I might come back. Actually, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to, in the center of this, oh, it's sticky, but it's sticky weird. I'll come back to that one. Let's try this one. There we go. And then there's really no centers there, but we can come back. We can come back. So that's what we've got so far. And then I was hunting around for a saying, and I initially thought I was going to put Summer Breeze, but then I saw this quote from Oprah that says, "The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams." How true is that? Make our dreams come true. And if you feel like you have an impossible dream, the biggest adventure, what if I do the biggest adventure you can take is to, let's just cut this and see what happens. Yeah, so if you think, well, that dream is just impossible now, I don't know, say you wanted to be an astronaut, because there are, realistically, there's dreams that we have to let go of. It's just the way it is. And those are the hardest things, at least for me they are. There's things that, I've wanted to do that I just feel is just not going to be possible. Or I think it's possible, and I keep letting myself down because I can't achieve that dream when I have to live in reality as well. We always have to live in reality. What if I put the biggest adventure? I put that up there. The biggest adventure. You know, I'm never going to run a marathon, no matter how much I try. My arthritis, like, it's just never going to happen. So you just need to create dreams that are realistic. Okay, if you can't run a marathon, well, what can you do? And, you know, live that dream. Since my arthritis really kicked in the last few years, a lot of the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life, have changed. So whereas it might have been really athletic in the past, or, you know, I want to hike here, or do there, or go on this 50-mile trek in the woods or something, then now I just have other hobbies that take my time and interest, like you guys. You guys have filled a very big void in my life, and I am so thankful. And that comes from the bottom of my heart. I'm thinking something like that. Does that look too spread out? I wanted something in these little label things. Maybe this is too big for here, but this is what I'm going to have. All right, so that just moved at an angle because I've been trying to line things up, and I think I like it better if it's just all haphazard. So that's what I'm going to do, like so. All right, and then once we get these down, then we can look at what else that we need to embellish. So tell me about, you know, speaking about dreams, tell me about a dream that you had that did come true, which you thought would never come true. Has that ever happened? I'm sure it has. Because at the stage of my life right now, I guess it's not a dream, but I always worked full time. And 5-6 years ago when I started a new job, it was a 0.6 or 7, actually. It wasn't full time. But that was what I felt I was capable of. And even though I wanted to go back to full time, you know, to help pay bills and etc., I never really thought it was going to happen. And then, you know, everything got more expensive, and then I thought, well, I'd love to be full time and work from home the majority of the time. Still doing, you know, still being in nursing, of course. And there's a lot of nursing you can do that's not at the bedside these days with, you know, government and virtual cares and stuff. And that dream happened. I went back to full time, and, you know, I do work from home. I'm in management now and stuff. So don't ever let go of some dreams. I think that sometimes things come to you in the time that they're supposed to. The universe, the Lord, you know, we achieve things sometimes when the time is right and not necessarily when we want it. And sometimes a dream never comes true, and you might sit and think, you know, well, I never achieved that. I never, or like people, I always loved him or her, and, you know, it never happened, but then you have to think, maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe, you know, if you had been together, that it wouldn't have been healthy or good for you, or, you know, I'm just waffling, but that's what I think. Okay, so how can I was kind of hoping that would be clear. The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams, says Oprah Winfrey. So I want to I always go back to my brass butterflies because I just love them. And even though she's sleeping, they're still flowers, so I'm sorry if you guys think that the brass butterflies won't go here, but I gotta do it. I think it just goes with this page, if I can find them. I've been trying, I managed to order some more. I didn't know if I'd be able to get any more, because I got them from Stampin' Up! When I was a demonstrator, and I haven't been a demonstrator for a long time. Stampin' Up! Doesn't allow you to have a general craft channel. If you have a YouTube channel, it has to be devoted to and promoting the Stampin' Up! Products. And though there are a lot of good Stampin' Up! Products, I don't want to be limited in my creativity, by, just having to promote Stampin' Up! That's just not, so I gave that up. Because there are people in the Stampin' Up! Community that, and probably rightly so, because they work hard, but who will rat you out anyway. So I just thought, why go there? Now, see, that sets it right off. But that's in my opinion. If you don't have those and you just want to take some little gems like we do and put the gems round, you can do that too. Now, I'm trying to think what we can do with our flowers. So one thing we can do, and I didn't have it all ready for this because I wasn't thinking about it, but we can take our gel pens. It's always good to come back and let me see what color that is. That's too greeny. And we can just highlight some of our flowers with some of the sparkly gel pens. We can just highlight some of just so when the page turns or when you're looking at it and the page moves, the light will pick up some of that little shininess. But I like it to be subtle. I like it so that I'm not really going to notice it until the page turns. I don't know if you can see that. So when the page turns, I've just said that 3 times. I apologize. So that's kind of cute to outline that. The other thing that you could do, but you need to be careful of water, is that if you have, watercolor pencils, color pen, you could do a little bit of that and just put a wee little wash on there. Or take your black marker or just blue and just highlight some of that. See, I really like that. And do a little bit more through here. Okay, and then maybe just a little bit of our flower because it almost matches that kind of greeny teal color that's on there. And then if you wanted to, you could, this looks like it's almost outlined in gray. So you could take a little gray and do that. And this looks watercolor as it is. But I think I'm happy with that page. Isn't she sweet? So let's get this into our book. I was just wondering where we were going to put this. And I'd like to we could put it right here on the back. On the back there. I think that's where I think that's where she's gonna go. But I will do that without you guys having to watch me put my page in. So that's it for today. I did have some more happy mail just before we go. And this is from Lynn. If you guys remember a while back, I asked if some of you wanted to do a napkin swap. And this, I think, is my last package of napkins. And I just love. So Lynn sent me a couple things besides the napkins, which I absolutely love. This one here with the little bee. Of course, she knows what the bee is. And I really love this. It's just reminds me of Victorian or something. But she actually did the pages with avocados, blueberries. I forget what all she said in her little note. I loved your note too, Lynn. I really, really loved it. I think she said, and I've never done, blueberry, raspberry, ginger, and avocado. So, wow, that's awesome. You know, that's something that I've not, oh, the other thing I love, see, I'm just like a squirrel, is these little pointed paper clips. I've not been able to find those, but I love them because they're like these little things that I use here, which I'm struggling to get out here. These little Post-its. That's what it reminds me of, little Post-it thingy. But yeah, so I'm gonna try this summer, I think, to do some different kind of dyeing. I usually just do coffee and tea, but yeah, I'm gonna try that. So I've got my little notepad there, and then this is so sweet. I think I'll make some of these for one of my next Happy Mails. It's just a little, looks like a little tea bag to me, and then you open it up. There's your little tea bag, and then some little notes in there too. And then, oh, it is a little tea bag, because look, put that in there. It has the little tea bag pull there. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. And then for my napkins, of course, got some owls. Owls is the animal of the year. I love the dragonflies. I always think of you, dragonfly. I love this. And when I think about you, I always say a little prayer, as though I do with many of you guys. Look at the ladybugs. I love the ladybugs. I love that. Another little owl. And then I love these long ones too. I love that. Love that. Because these are good for those longer tags. So love those. So thanks so much, Lynn, for your goodies. And until we meet again, I do hope you guys all stay safe and well. And bye for now.